From being one of the greatest wrestlers in WWE's Attitude Era to becoming a Hollywood celebrity, there's almost nothing this man can't do. His in-ring skills, his charisma, and his exceptional persona are a few of the things that makes RVD a living legend and a WWE Hall of Famer. However, Rob's journey to world-class superstar didn't just start in a day. This brings up the question, what did it take for Rob Van Dam to get to the top of his career? Well, join us as we take you on a trip back to the past and follow RVD's story to achieving greatness. But be sure to stick to the end, where we reveal the iconic moment he won both the WWE and ECW World Championship. Let's begin. Rob Van Dam, whose real name is Robert Alexander Szatkowski, was born on the 18th of December 1970. Van Dam grew up in Battle Creek, Michigan, and graduated from Penfield Senior High School. Fresh out of high school, Van Dam made his first appearance on WWF television in 1987 in a skit with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. At the time, DiBiase was selecting planted members of the audience and offering to pay them to perform certain acts. He then selected and offered 16-year-old Van Dam $100 to enter the ring and kiss his foot, which he did. Stepping into the ring for the first time in his life and watching thousands of people cheer made Van Dam love the excitement it brought to him. It also made him realize one thing and one thing only, and that's the fact that he wanted to become a professional wrestler. He started training every day to become a wrestler, and after 3 years, Rob Van Dam made his professional debut in an independent promotion located in Michigan. From there, he wrestled in many independent promotions across Michigan, including the United States Wrestling Association and South Atlantic Pro Wrestling. In SAPW, he won his first wrestling championship, the SAPW Tag Team Championship, in July 1992, with an old-time wrestler, Chaz Rocco. He also wrestled in several independent promotions across America and in All Japan Pro Wrestling, where he was challenged for the World Junior Heavyweight Championship on several occasions. At the moment when he started making a name for himself, he signed his biggest career contract at the time with the WCW. He signed with World Championship Wrestling in 1992 and was dubbed Robbie V by Ron Sinclair upon his arrival. Since the then promoter Bill Watts did not like the name Rob Van Dam, he didn't really garner a lot of success under the WCW, so in the summer of 1996, Van Dam signed with Paul Heyman's Philadelphia-based promotion Extreme Championship Wrestling, aka ECW. Under the ECW, Van Dam gained attention following a series of matches with longtime rival Sabu. Both men became the spectacle of the promotion with their phenomenal matches, getting lots of applause from the fans. In between the rivalry, Van Dam's popularity increased when he got his first taste of ECW Gold on April 4th, 1998, when he defeated Bam Bam Bigelow to win the World Television Championship. After a series of back-and-forth matches between the two, including Sabu challenging him for his World Championship, Van Dam and Sabu finally became friends. They even won the World Tag Team Championship twice. Van Dam held onto both belts for the rest of 1998, but he faced a huge setback in January 1999. Here's what happened. Van Dam was scheduled to perform in a Champion vs. Champion pay-per-view main event against then ECW World Heavyweight Champion Mike Awesome. This match potentially could have been ECW's most lucrative pay-per-view main event, and Heyman was depending on it to bring in an influx of badly needed finances. But the match never occurred because Van Dam suffered a broken ankle during a title defense against Rhino. This injury then forced Van Dam to vacate the World Television Championship. However, a few months after he'd vacated the title, ECW was shut down. The WWF then signed a few talents from ECW, including Van Dam. The ECW talents then formed a group known as the Alliance, making Van Dam a heel in the process. Despite being a heel, Van Dam was popular with the WWF fans, who were aware of his reputation in ECW. After defeating Jeff Hardy for the WWF Hardcore Championship at Invasion, Van Dam lost the Hardcore Championship to Hardy, but regained it at SummerSlam in a ladder match. During this time, Van Dam had defeated wrestlers such as Kane, The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, The Rock, and even Alliance leader Stone Cold Steve Austin in singles and tag team matches. The WWE loved Rob Van Dam, and that was all the management needed to make him the face of the company. After losing the Hardcore Championship to The Undertaker, he was slated to wrestle for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 18 against retired wrestler William Regal. It was his first match at the grandest stage of them all, and boy, did he deliver spectacularly. He won the match after he hit Regal with a picture-perfect 5-star frog splash. From there, his career was headed for the top. Van Dam was drafted to Raw during the 2002 division of the WWE into separate Raw and SmackDown brands. The Raw brand at the time was considered to be the A-class division because of the high-profile roster of wrestlers. Van Dam also witnessed the peak of his WWE career under the Raw brand. He had an iconic feud with Eddie Guerrero that saw him lose and win back his Intercontinental title. He was also inserted into a feud with The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, but his most iconic feud at the time was with Triple H. On the September 16th episode of Raw, Van Dam lost the Intercontinental Championship to Chris Jericho after interference by Triple H. At Unforgiven, Van Dam faced Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. But again, due to Ric Flair's interference, Van Dam lost the match. However, at No Mercy, Van Dam got his revenge on Flair by defeating him. At Survivor Series, Van Dam participated in the first ever Elimination Chamber match for Triple H's World Heavyweight Championship, but it was won by Shawn Michaels. During the match, Van Dam performed a 5-star frog splash off of one of the pods onto Triple H, accidentally landing with his knee on Triple H's throat. As you can imagine, that led to a serious injury that put Triple H out for weeks. The WWE then decided to turn the incident into a storyline by inserting Van Dam into the World Heavyweight Championship scene. During this time, he also formed a tag team with Kane, but his tag team ended in tragedy after they both started fighting to claim the world title from Shawn Michaels. From there, Van Dam was pretty much everywhere, from tag teaming with Rey Mysterio to winning a match at WrestleMania with Booker T for the Tag Team Championship. Sadly, he fell short due to another knee injury he sustained in another match. But this time, this injury was about to make him a double champion. Before we talk about that, let's do something for you watching this video. We're doing a shout-out contest for our subscribers, so if you want to get a personal shout-out from us, go comment epic in the comment section below and stand a chance to win the contest. It's pretty easy, so go comment epic now. While recuperating, Van Dam made an appearance at the ECW reunion pay-per-view, ECW One Night Stand. Van Dam performed a worked shoot promo while accompanied by his former manager Bill Alfonso and wearing a knee brace. He defended ECW and criticized how he had been booked in WWE before being assaulted by Rhino. He was saved by Sabu, who defeated Rhino in an impromptu match. Despite his injury, Van Dam got physically involved in the match, hitting Rhino with a chair shot and giving him a chair surf. But here's where things got really interesting. After his appearance for ECW, Van Dam was drafted to the Raw brand during the 2005 WWE Draft. He then qualified for the Money in the Bank ladder match, which he ended up winning, and earned himself a guaranteed shot at either the WWE Championship or World Heavyweight Championship. With his recent appearance on ECW and his Money in the Bank contract, Van Dam was selected by Paul Heyman to be drafted to WWE's new ECW brand, and on the 11th of June 2006, Van Dam made history. At ECW One Night Stand, Rob Van Dam cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase to face then WWE Champion John Cena. Words can't describe just how amazing this match was. The craziness of the match started when John Cena threw his shirt to the crowd and immediately got it thrown right back at him. The crowd was hostile to John Cena, but that didn't stop Cena from putting up an amazing in-ring display of his strength. John Cena had the momentum early in the match after he clotheslined RVD out of the ring and even banged RVD's head on a table outside the ring. They took the wrestling into the crowd, and just when they were about to get back into the ring, RVD took advantage of the situation and delivered a guillotine leg drop to Cena twice. RVD, who was obviously the fans' favorite that night, carried a steel chair to give a rolling thunder on the steel chair and John Cena. But a few minutes after that, John Cena got back the momentum, got frustrated from the crowd's booing, and even tried to fight the referee. He clotheslined the referee, delivered a suplex to RVD, and hit him with a steel step. RVD was out cold, so another referee ran down to count the pin, but RVD kicked out at 2. Out of nowhere, Edge came into the ring with a helmet and spread Cena through a table. At this point, everyone was in awe of what was going on. Rob then capitalized on a passed out John Cena by delivering his signature 5-star frog splash. Since the referee was out cold, Paul Heyman came down the aisle to count the pinfall, making Rob Van Dam the new WWE Champion. But hey, don't go yet, it still gets interesting. On the following episode of Raw, Vince McMahon confirmed that the title change was official due to the match being held under Extreme Rules. Since he was part of the WWE's new ECW brand and still booked to perform on Raw, Van Dam was awarded the reinstated ECW World Heavyweight Championship by Heyman while holding the WWE Championship, becoming the first wrestler in history to hold both the WWE Championship and the ECW World Heavyweight Championship, as well as the only one to hold them at the same time. Make sure you check out this other video showing on your screen, and bye for now.